What's up, bitches? So now that you have a few of the basics down, it's time to find a friend for your fighting lion. I'm going to separate these pairing videos into PvP and PvE, so let's start with PvP. Before we totally jump into it, I do want to real quick cover some of the mods that you should be running 100% of the time in PvP. Number 1, Grenade Launcher Loader. If you don't have this by now, I'm not sure what to tell you. Although the reload speed is increased when you masterwork the fighting lion, the reload speed is still pretty slow. Slap on a launcher loader and go to town. Number 2 and 3, Radiant Light and Powerful Friends. These mods definitely work much better if your entire stack is using them. In Comper Trials, I would arguably say that it's necessary. If you don't know what they do, Radiant Light allows nearby allies to become charged with light when you pop your super, and Powerful Friends allows nearby allies to become charged with light once you become charged with light. You might be asking why you'd want to be charged with light, and the reason is number 4, High Energy Fire. This shit fucking slaps, plain and simple. It nets you significant bonus damage until your next kill. It'll change the max splash damage dealt by the fighting lion from 144 to 180 or some shit. Direct impacts will now one-shot. Although you don't need these mods, they will definitely escalate your gameplay. Now that we briefly covered the mods, let's dive into which weapons actually work best with the fighting lion. I would like to preface this by saying that you can for the most part make anything work depending on your playstyle. I would suggest you try all of these out to see which one works best for you and your team. I tend to use different weapons depending on if I'm playing 6v6 or 3v3. The reason for this being, unless you're versing a team in a 6v6 setting that is for some reason sweating their absolute non-existent balls off, 6v6 for the most part is quite relaxed. You will most likely be taking a lot of 1v1s and you'll want something that's comfortable and reliable. In 3v3, like Comper Trials, playing together in team shooting is very strong. Here you will want a more versatile weapon that can be used in a variety of situations. It should be noted that Icarus Grip is highly recommended for any weapon you plan to pair with the fighting lion. 120 hand cannons. 120 hand cannons are by far the most versatile weapon to pair with your fighting lion. It can allow for quick team shooting if needed and can allow you to clutch rounds more effectively due to the sheer range 120s currently have. 120s also allow for very fast time to kill if you're able to land a perfect fighting lion shot as well as the follow-up headshot for the hand cannon. A downside to this loadout is that if you're looking to clean up a kill, precision will very much matter. If you're used to spraying someone down with an auto rifle or an SMG, using a hand cannon as a cleanup weapon may throw you off a bit. As of Season 13, good 120 options include True Prophecy, which is obtainable from Banshee, and the Steady Hand, which is obtainable through Iron Banner. SMGs. In my opinion, SMGs are one of the more reliable options for a 6v6 scenario where you end up taking a lot of 1v1s. SMGs have a tight bullet spread even when firing from the hip, allowing you to play vertically while still being able to play competitively. SMGs tend to have the most forgiveness as well, meaning missing shots isn't the end of the world compared to more precise weapons like a hand cannon, a sidearm, or a sniper. A downside to using an SMG is that it limits you to a certain range. An SMG that has a longer range can mitigate this. However, choosing your fights wisely will definitely be something you want to do. Some good SMGs to pair with the fighting lion include the Multimach CCX, which is obtainable from Iron Banner, Extraordinary Rendition, currently obtainable from the Season 13 Season Pass, and the Antiope D, which is currently unobtainable. Snipers. Snipers are a very high risk, high reward weapon to use with the fighting lion, and I only recommend this once you're comfortable using a sniper as well as the fighting lion. The more popular snipers used are 72 RPM snipers because of the higher damage and body shot potential for easy cleanups. With Chimera active, this allows your sniper shot to have increased accuracy as well as handling and can make a follow-up no-scope rather easy. You can also use the sniper to engage and subsequently clean up with the fighting lion. A downside to using a sniper is that if you miss your shots, it basically leaves you more open than a 24/7 Walmart. This could be very devastating in game modes such as Rumble, Trials, and Comp. Some good snipers to pair with the fighting lion include the Bite of the Fox, which is obtainable from Iron Banner, Succession, obtainable from the Deepstone Crypt Raid, and Revoker, obtainable through the kiosk. Although I mentioned good 72 RPM snipers, 90 RPMs can work just as well, such as Eye of Soul from Trials, which is currently unobtainable. Bows. Even though it's contradictory to the combo of the fighting lion, bows can be fun and an effective pairing with the fighting lion. The idea behind the bow lion combo is to get a headshot with the bow and use the fighting lion to clean up the kill. A warlock with Ophidian aspects can take advantage of this quite well, allowing for fast switching between the weapons. The only downside to this combo is that you'll have to reload your fighting lion after every kill. This loadout also requires a bit of a different playstyle than something you might be used to. Playing medium to long range with this loadout is ideal, and you will have to choose your fights carefully. If you miss a bow shot or a fighting lion shot, it'll be very easy to punish you since you'll have to now reload your fighting lion. Some great bows for this include the Whispering Slab, which is currently in the loot pool, Biting Winds from Europa, and the Accrued Redemption from the Garden of Salvation raid. Each of these bows have some great PvP roles. Sidearms. Although being very fun and niche, in my opinion, sidearms are the least effective in PvP, but I do recommend giving them a try. Sidearms, similar to SMGs, are much more effective at closer range, and I would even argue that you would need to be even closer to someone than if you were using an SMG. Sidearms also require much more precision than even hand cannons when looking to clean up a kill, making them a bit more of an unreliable pairing. Some good sidearms include Breachlight, which is currently unobtainable, Lonesome, which is in the current loophole, and the High Albedo, which can be found on Europa. Shotguns. To use a shotgun in the Fighting Lion effectively in the Crucible, you must be comfortable being close to your enemies and using shotguns. Essentially, you want to be an absolute ape. Pre-firing the Fighting Lion is almost necessary, and closing the gap is crucial to making this combo work. However, with little way of effectively engaging the enemy at a long to moderate range, being quick and aggressive will net you success most of the time. Any good kinetic shotgun will work well, however, slugs will be the most effective due to their range to clean up kills. Some good shotguns include Heritage from the Deepstone Crypt Raid, Blasphemer from Altars of Sorrow, and Astral Horizon from Trials. I will break these down into tiers just to recap. These tiers represent the effectiveness in PvP for the weapon. S tier would be hand cannons, A tier would be SMGs and snipers, B tier would be sidearms and bows, C tier would be shotguns, F tier would be auto rifles, scout rifles, and pulse rifles. And because I'm sure somebody will ask even though I didn't cover it, the Fighting Lion paired with another grenade launcher is always going to be S tier. Don't at me. If it needed to be said, this is mostly all my opinion and I'm sure somebody will disagree with me and that's fine. PvE is up next. Tell me your favorite PvP combo in the comments. Thanks for watching.